Hey everyone, welcome to the Spector Creative channel. I'm Scott Neitlich, your host. Today I want to talk about a problem that is ongoing and current, both in the toy industry but also society at large. But we're going to talk about it in terms of the toy industry and adult collectors. What am I talking about? Well, part of it is about facts versus opinions and the tendency we all have to kind of mix them up and sometimes even reverse them. Now, obviously, facts are usually stronger than opinions, but opinions can also be right. What I want to address, though, is how the media is distorting this. And to truly talk about this, we have to sort of look at what the role of media is in our society. Why do we have media? Today, it tends to be because it entertains us and it gives us a distraction while on the subway, an elevator, or, well, maybe even, while no one's looking at work. Traditionally, the press reporting media was meant to be what keeps government in check. And what's interesting is this goes back all the way to antiquity. If you watch this channel on Sunday mornings, I do a series, Doodling with Purpose, teaching hieroglyphics. And the word for a reporter in hieroglyphics is the same as the word for to repeat. So food for thought. All right, so what does all of this have to do with society as a whole? Well, if the media, meaning the press's job, is to hold up society, because without the press, society crumbles because nobody is there to be a gatekeeper, a check on the government. Now, in today's world, the media is a little bit different, and this whole fourth estate concept, keeping the power, the government, be in check is, well, it's being diluted both by fake news, then by poor reporting. And what I would call the sort of third prong of this is news becoming entertainment, no longer actually reporting things that people need to know that's happening in the world, but, well, reporting on things that get big ratings. I mean, I'm sure said best.
Just don't know why we have to tell the people what they need to hear. Why can't we just tell them what they want to hear?
All right, and, not being political or anything, but just as a physical example, the New York Post reported on the Hunter Biden laptops, and they were censored. But it turned out they were completely right, and it was true. A perfect example of, the rest of the press didn't report on it, even though it was true. So that's what I would categorize as bad reporting. Every reporter should have been reporting on that, until they found out if it was not true. Again, it turned out to be true. All right, what does any of this have to do with action figure collecting? And no, sorry, I'm not trying to be political there. I was just using an example. So action figure collecting and the press, meaning people who review figures, people who cover figures, people who discuss figures, and I'm not slamming the Fwoosh, I just thought this was an awesome image. They do amazing reviews. I like the Fwoosh. All right, anyway, this community, which I'm a member of, they live in constant fear of the toy companies, because they want to be on best terms, so they get invited to events, they get samples sent for review, and they get information. Traditionally, a reporter is supposed to investigate and find things out. That's why they have a Pulitzer Prize for investigative reporting. This is what makes a reporter. It's actually doing the investigating and having sources. And that's kind of key, because in traditional reporting, you were supposed to have 3 independent sources verify something before you went to press. And nowadays, in the media in general, there's a rush to report. In the toy industry, let's look at an example. Rectangular is a toy reporter and has correctly been reporting. Some people would maybe say a leaker, but hey, a reporter gives information, and his information usually winds up being true, like 99% of the time. So when this rose, for example, was shown by Hasbro as an accessory with an upcoming figure, I noticed most fan sites didn't talk about it at all. They were like, oh, cool, a rose. I wonder who it could be. But come on, guys. We all know it's going to be for the rose. Rectangular already revealed this, and like every other figure that was on his 2023 list has proven true. I even own some of them, like the Blob. So, like when I saw that on his list, I was like, "Oh, I'm getting the Blob." So, yeah, of course that's going to be with the Rose. And as soon as I saw that, and I noticed nobody talks about that, and that is because toy companies have not only been known to shut people out, not give samples, but close down websites. Although in the case of Andy's dinosaur review, it was from showing images that were confidential. But talking about things, reporting, that's the whole point of the fourth estate. We are supposed to be empowered with the ability to discuss the gatekeepers, the power holders, whether it's the government or companies, manufacturers. We're not supposed to cower in fear of them and afraid that, I'll have to go back to the store and buy toys because I won't get free samples anymore if I say something or reveal something a company doesn't want. Now, obviously, you can make predictions, and I do that all the time. Predictions are not based on facts. Predictions are based on opinions only. And they can be based on observations. And all of the talk I've done over the past, few years saying that it looks like Motu is struggling at retail has been because of what I've seen. This is a prediction, not a report of something actually happening. And I think a lot of people took that as a report. I'm much more about old school reporting, the way it used to be. Back when, Walter Cronkite would, whatever he said, he was the most trustworthy man in America. Do we feel any news anchor today is the most trustworthy man, woman, or, child in America? The whole concept of fake news and more so poor reporting, rushing stories to, the headline before actually doing any investigating to find out if they're sources, lazy reporting, this is a big problem in society because, as I said earlier, the Fourth Estate holds society together. And, reporters have been wrong. Raldo and Al Capone's vault, and he bet a lot on that. But he according to his sources, he believed he had, the right information. So that brings us full circle to the whole opinion versus fact. Predictions are opinions. Facts are things that can be proven. Rectangular as a source for the Rose coming out leads credence that this image is for the Rose character. How come fan sites aren't talking that outside of the forums? The other thing is to not take something that's reported as a fact, such as when I reported a week or so ago about what's happening with the Masters of the Universe Origins line. Well, I reported that from multiple independent sources. That's not an opinion. Just like my predictions, which are opinions, are also not facts. I hope you enjoyed this video and it clarified a little bit about how what's going on in the press and the lack of the fourth estate is affecting the toy industry too. We live in a crazy world today. Anything you've seen that's been like this, love to discuss it in the comments. Thanks for sharing, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.